I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 74th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower professional entrepreneurs who feel disqualified to overcome toxic environments and self-doubt, to take decisive action, lead boldly in their identity with courage and integrity, to persevere, all anchored by faith. All right. Before we dive into today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Faith Forward Fearlessly Podcast by Jenée Hudson, where you can watch all of the other episodes. You can like it, you can share it, and of course, subscribe. That's the most important thing, all right? The link is in the bio, as well as it will be in today's caption. All right, time for the shirt. Okay, so today's shirt pretty much says, me versus me. I'm my own competition. It's pretty much what it says. So, you guys, this statement just simply reminds me that I am like a purposeful entrepreneur because, I often just strive to blend that profit that I try to bring in with purpose. And in order to build like a business that matters, not just for myself, but for more importantly, for you. All right. So, which leads us into today's episode called The Quiet Quit Within. When purposeful entrepreneurs lose their passion. You guys, this is very touchy for me because I am there often, unfortunately. I'm just going to, me, I'm going to just keep it real. So that's why I wanted to state some information tonight on this episode. All right. And in case you felt that way as well, put it in the chat if by chance you felt the same way and you can relate. All right. But first, let me share some eye-opening statistics. So according to the small business trends, 67% of small business owners report feeling emotionally exhausted, you guys, or like destined at like some point to just feel like they want to give up their journeys, right? That is not a very good statistic at all. And nor do I want you to ever be a part of that. So also, a study from the Fast Company states that 45% of purpose-driven entrepreneurs say the experience periods of they had that passion loss within everything that they're doing, even though their businesses are successful, you guys. Who knew, right? Trust, I can totally relate. Also, the Harvard Business Review showed that 1 in 3 entrepreneurs, you guys, admits to feeling just isolated and uncertain about their why. All right. And this happens more than once a year. Man, you know what? I think I honestly have been that 1 out of 3, unfortunately, who have felt that way. If you can relate, put relate in the chat. But guess what? You guys, these statistics hit on topics that many of us are just too afraid to just admit out loud for the most part. So what happens when you're still showing up though? Ask yourself that question. But you're no longer lit up inside to do the things that you want to do or about that why, right? So yes, it does happen to the best of us, even to faith-driven, you guys. Faith-driven people like myself, we feel it as well. And even to purpose-filled people, this happens. So again, it happens to the best of us, and man, definitely including myself at times. Therefore, we're diving deep, you guys, into what an internal quiet quitting looks like. All right. For all of you as entrepreneurs, as well as if you're in your 9 to 5 or you're simply just along your journey, whatever that may be. Okay. We're going to talk about how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to simply just rekindle your fire, you guys, without burning out. Okay. So let's get started. Here are 5 giftful gems for today's topic. Gift number 1. That is titled, You Must Spot the Symptoms Before They Become Your Actual Standard, you guys. This is very important, okay? So, we often think about like burnout and how it only shows up in like dramatic breakdowns and stuff like that. But more often, it arrives quietly, believe it or not. So things like subtle disconnection, repeated procrastination, and emotional flatlining, like after even our wins, right? So these are all signs of that whole you've quietly quit. I'm just going to keep it real, right? And you quit on yourself. Like while still clocking in, even those of you who are in your 9 to 5s or clocking into your dreams, you simply just kind of quit. And we don't want that. All right. So if you're left feeling like unchecked, it just simply becomes like the new normal for you. And that is not a way to go about your journey, your business, your 9 to 5, or just simply your life. All right. Therefore, here are some simple, actionable steps, you guys, to assist you from allowing such things to take place. All right. For the gift number 1. So start by scheduling a bi-weekly soul check-in is what I call it. Okay. It's an appointment with your actual self, and you're going to block off 30 minutes to ask, what's like really stilling my fire? Okay. And what's feeding it? What's feeding that fire and that fuel to the fire, right? But then make sure that you review all of this information, you guys, and reflect before. That's the key word. Before adding anything new to your plate, you need to do this. You guys, take it from me. It is so easy to do, as I have to often remind myself, like, Jenée, you're doing enough. You're probably even doing the most. So slow it down, look at your plate already, and don't add anything to it. That's the first thing. All right. Also, just simply try downloading the Passion Pulse Check, you guys. Get it together, okay? But this is simply a template in Notion. So if you guys go to that template Notion, you're going to get all the assistance that you need with this. It will simply just assist you with tracking your fulfillment, you guys, and 3 core main weekly areas, which is like why you started. That's the point number 1, right? And who you were actually serving. Like, who are you serving? That's going to help with that as well. And it's also going to help with how you're evolving. Who don't want to evolve? I know I'm always trying to evolve. So go to the Notion app and get started with that. All right. And then lastly, for this one, use the voice journaling tools. You guys, this is so very helpful. Like Otter.ai, or another one is called Journal Speak. All right. To simply speak your honest truths about whatever matters to you. And it also gives it without filters. We need that. All right. So just let your tone, not just your words, guide your next steps from utilizing this actual resource. All right. Okay. We're moving on to gift number 2. So gift number 2 is you're not just out of steam, you guys. You're out of sync. So come on, let's keep it real. I'm talking to myself also, just so you know. Just know that you can be widely successful, all right, by the world's standards. But who wants that, right? And you can be deeply just misaligned with your actual soul, you guys. So it's very important to stay up on these things about ourselves. I am telling you. So listen, when your business becomes like a checklist instead of a calling, that's a red flag. Let me tell you. You start like running into circles, literally around in circles instead of running with your purpose. You guys, I'm telling you this because it's happened to me. It happens even now sometimes. So I have to check myself like, Jenée, get it together. Slow it down. And the purpose here, what was your why? That's not going to work. You too should try it just as well. All right. So look, you guys, therefore, of course, because all these things are happening to us, but think mindset is really happening for us, right? Therefore, here are some actionable steps to assist you with these such things. All right. So listen, this week, I know we have a holiday coming up on Monday. Happy holiday, by the way, Memorial Day. But this week, we're going to track like what you say yes to automatically. Just think about these things, right? All the things you say yes to. And it's just an instant, okay, yes. Yep, I'll do that. Automatically start tracking those things, all right? For yourself. I don't care if you get a napkin. If that's all you have, track it, and then you can go back and put it down somewhere else where you could maybe read a little better and all those things. But we're gonna track that, okay? Then ask yourself, is this aligned with who I am today? Or who I used to actually be or even want to be, okay? And then let your yes evolve, you guys. Man, I've done this a few times and I was laughing at myself and all kind of things, okay? One time I did have the tears, but again, it's helped me to be clear and it's helped me to evolve. So maybe it'll help you out as well, all right? Then you're going to try the platform Inner Compass cards, you guys. Another great resource, okay? For weekly, just that intuitive prompts about your purpose, your alignment, and clarity, okay? And it's simply used to start like every Monday with intention, you guys. Or if you start on Sunday, whatever day you start on, start it, okay? Also, you guys, if you're ready for a deep realignment, okay, read the book called The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck, okay? Which this book simply just kind of walks you through like a journey of rediscovering yourself and just shedding that external expectations that you put on yourself, or that, should I say, we put on ourselves, because I do that a lot as well, but no more, right? And then lastly for this one, if you want like a personal edge, explore the energetic blueprint with the My Human Design app, you guys. Go to that app to simply discover like how you're naturally wired to work. You know, we're always saying how people don't get us and there's nobody else kind of like me. I'm actually glad nobody's like me. Let me tell y'all that. But this is such a good this app to help you out to just discover yourself. And what you're going to do once you get this app is you're going to ask yourself, like this week even, because you know I'm all about action, and we're not waiting till next week, next year, none of that. Next month, this week, okay? You're going to ask yourself, what am I saying yes to? All right? That my spirit keeps saying no to. Makes you want to say, doesn't it? Yes, you guys. But when you're doing these things, remember, you're not broken by no means. You're not just, nudged back into things that you've done in the past that you don't want to do, but instead it's just like going to bring you into alignment, which you are worthy of being in. All right. Okay. Gift number 3. Purpose can't breathe when it's chained to profit. You guys, I had to really, let me just say this. I had to stop chasing money all because of this phrase. Man, big time. Because you know what? Sometimes like the fire dims because you've put too much, and I'm speaking to myself, you've put too much pressure on your gift to actually just like even pay the bills, right? I do this often to myself, you guys, but again, no more of that negative, not happening anymore. Therefore, reconnecting with your calling, it simply just requires that safe and that sacred space, right? To be created without expectations, you guys. We got to stop being so hard on ourselves and show ourselves some grace, okay? And in order to just lift your purpose and to breathe again, how phenomenal does that feel, you guys? Just to breathe, okay? We don't need any type of stress. We want to be stretched instead, all right? So here are 3 actionable steps to simply just assist you with this and to breathe again, okay? So first, you're going to want to identify the way that like this week serves someone in your niche, you guys. Think about that, okay? Without a sales angle. Don't do that, okay? And actually like document how it made you feel by doing this, okay? For one, you're going to be helping someone else and you're going to be blessed twofold. I know that totally. That always happens to me. So I'm so grateful for that, right? So even if there's like a not a dollar amount to it, I am blessed. And that feels amazing, you guys. Okay. But listen, just simply allow that to be your North Star by assisting someone without a sale. Just one person even out of the 20 that you might be coming in contact with. Okay. All right. Also, you guys, use Zoom or Instagram lives to host a passion pop-up. That's what we're going to call it. A passion pop-up. Okay. And it could be like a workshop with no pitch, just value, okay? Stories, and just, you can even have like a fun Q&A type of session type of thing, but do not put a price to it, all right? You're going to feel phenomenal afterwards, and you never know who's going to be signing up with you and just who's going to start following you. So priceless, okay? Then you're going to actually set up a no sale challenge, you guys. Again, I know, we do want profit. I know I do. But look, a no sale challenge, you guys, is a no brainer. Okay. So with this in your actual content, your like content planner, you're going to use like Planoly, or there's one called a metrical that you can use. And you're going to focus for 5 days, you guys. So that's just a week, right? 5 days on giving value, not conversations, just value, and see where that lands you with many people. Okay. So next, we're going to give you gift number 4. All right. So gift number 4 is don't revive a business model that God is trying to bury. That is a drop the mic title and gift, you guys. That alone. Oh my goodness. Woo! And I'm saying this because, man, this was really personal for me, okay? So listen, sometimes the real reason that entrepreneurs and people like yourselves feel discouraged, including myself, or stuck, isn't because they failed. Not at all, right? It's because they're trying to force life. You know, it's something that's just something that's already expired, that you should have been done with, left behind, and moved on, and therefore buried, you know? So it could be like an old offer that you're trying to put out there, or that someone's pitched to you even, right? An old routine that you're stuck in, or like a branding strategy even that once worked and you were like making money and things like that. But guess what? It's not working anymore, right? So these are things that you have to bury now and move on, because a lot of times God is saying, you know what? This isn't for you anymore. Bigger and better. So let's go. So therefore, you got to bury that and move on to the other seeds that you planted. Okay? So you can come of abundance, and which again, you deserve to have. All right? And then listen, honestly, you guys, you might be like grieving even a former version of success. I've been there, even in the corporate world. So I'm being real sensitive with you guys right now, okay? That just no longer serves your calling. That for me, no longer served my calling. For one, it was stressful it was just very stressful. Let's just say that. It had my blood pressure to it was like 180 over 108, you guys. That is heart attack mode. Okay? No, I am worthy of much more, and I deserve to be here. Okay? So that is buried in a nice way. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Find these things and let it go already. All right? Of course, first pray about it, because I pray about everything to make sure I've got that divine direction. All right? Okay. So you guys, of course, with this one, here are some actionable steps to help as well. So first, you're going to want to try to take a fast. Now listen, you know how you've done fasts on food and other things, drinks, just many things, right? You've done fast, okay? Well, you're going to do the same thing with this and for yourself, okay? From one business activity, you're going to go about make sure it's something that is a habit. That's the first thing, okay? And if it's not of joy, you guys, put it on a fast, okay? You're just not going to be doing it anytime soon. But during that actual pause of whatever you're deciding to fast on, ask yourself, what would my business and or journey look like if I built it from obedience? Ask yourself that, and not obligation. Think about that. Just sit with that for a minute, okay? Then use things like voice memos. You know, there's an app. So it's called voice memos, and it's title it something catchy like letting go logs or whatever you want to, title it, where you actually process out loud what you're afraid to actually release, you guys, and why you're afraid to release it, okay? But listen, speak freely and no editing. You cannot edit this, okay? I know we go back and edit our videos. That's another reason why I do a lot of my lives like I do, because you get what you get. I'm not perfect, but God made me and he didn't make no mistakes, okay? So just let it go, release it, ask yourself why, and keep it moving. Again, no edits, okay? All right. But you know what? No editing also is going to help you to simply have that truth telling, like therapy assistance, you guys. It is so very, it's just very helpful and potent when you do this for yourself, okay? Also, what you'll want to do is for like goal setting purposes that aligns with your actual spiritual values, you guys, explore something called the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets, you guys. Oh my goodness. Check this out, okay? It's pretty much a journal system that blends prayer, progress, and purpose. So good, right? And then last for this actual topic, you're going to want to create a lifeless versus dormant worksheet. And you can use Canva to do this, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to list all of your like stagnant offers or ideas, and then you're going to pray over them. That's the first thing, okay? Then mark which ones need to be laid to rest and which ones need to be rebirthed. You guys, this is such a phenomenal way to just see like things of alignment within your actual journey and things like that. Oh my goodness. Check it out. Okay. Yes. So here's the last gift. Last but not least is gift number 5. And that is called Borrowed Blueprints. Block your actual breakthrough. Trust. I've learned this also the hard way. But here I am. So, one of the biggest silent killers, you guys, of passion among entrepreneurs is simply comparison. Woo! I have been comparing myself through the years, and no more. Is not happening anymore, or as I would say, negative. All right. So when you start like building from someone else's highlight reel, you know, as we've watched and tried to learn and things like that, or like content calendars, you begin shrinking your own voice. I had to learn this. I didn't even realize this until I was doing it so often that it kind of just hit me, you guys. You shrink your own voice, right? To fit the mold of like what you were never went to even wear. Like you're being somebody else and really you are who you are. So we got to stop doing that, okay? And listen, over time, your like creativity feels like dulled. You're belittling yourself. You're feeling like you're not as important as that person. Your motivation just simply and quietly, because that's what we're talking about, right? Just kind of slips away and you don't even realize it, right? And your unique assignment simply just like becomes buried under like trends and templates and notes and stuff like that you've learned from a whole nother person who's not even you. Don't do that to yourself, all right? So with that being said, here are actionable steps to assist you with that. And hopefully this helps because it really did help me. All right. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to pick one piece of content, okay? Or a product idea, and you're going to recreate it is what you're going to do 100% though. You got to recreate it 100% from your own voice. No templates, no trends. All right. And then let it be messy. Who cares? You guys have seen me cry on here. Okay. But let it be messy. Let it be real. And most importantly, let it be yours. That part right there. Okay. So you're going to want to create your own originality audit. That's what you can title it. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to take one offer from yourself, one video, or even a post, a highlight, and you're going to highlight like what parts like came from your own voice is what you're going to do. Okay. And what parts were actually kind of mimicked. Okay. Then you're going to revise it to be your true tone. You guys, this is so priceless. You're going to be so happy that you did this for yourself. You're going to start doing all your stuff like this. Excuse me. Okay. So for the renewed inspiration, excuse me. 1 second. You're going to read Big Magic. Excuse me. By Elizabeth Gilbert. Okay. A fearless invitation to simply embrace the creativity without perfection, you guys. It's a really good book to get with. All right. And then you're going to want to pair it with The Creativity Act by Rick Rubin. Excuse me. This is the only thing about lives. I think I got too much air and spirit going on. Excuse me. So you're going to pair it with, it's called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, you guys. And it's going to help you for like a soulful reminder for creating a like what's sacred for the most part. And it doesn't need to be like strategic in order to be powerful when you're actually doing this. Okay. Listen, you guys, if you've been like walking around, okay. And again, I'm speaking to myself. Excuse me. With your light dimmed, like just simply pretending like you're okay. You guys, I feel you. I have been there. I still go there sometimes, unfortunately, right? But you're walking around and you're like feeling like, oh, it's okay, and things like that. When your soul has been quietly whispering, there's got to be more than this, right? Who has said that? Like, I have said that many times. I'm like, you know what? This cannot be my end all and be all, right? Therefore, please hear me loud, you guys, and clear, okay? Again, you are not broken and you're certainly not alone. You're not lazy. And most importantly, you are not lost, okay? You are simply just being called into like that deeper, fuller, more aligned expression of your own purpose. That's what it is. You're not off course. You're actually on the right course, because I'm sure many of you are following that divine direction of God just like I do, right? So you're on the right course. You just got to get back to your purpose, okay? So that flicker that you've just been feeling, that restlessness, that tug in your chest, you guys, that deeper within your heart and soul, it's not a failure. Know that. Keep going with whatever you're trying to succeed in, your journey, your passion, all of that, okay? It's an innovation, you guys. It's not a failure at all. Remember that, okay? Listen, it's an invitation to like pause. That's what it is. Not to pivot, and to simply just allow yourself to grow, okay? Beyond a business, beyond the brand, and to simply just like allow yourself to just grow, just in silence is what it's all about. All right. So listen, you guys, don't just wait for like that breakdown to like honor your realignment. No, don't do that to yourself. Okay. It's really okay to just like outgrow the dream, if that's what's necessary. Once you've actually prayed for it first, though, it's also okay to shift lanes, you guys. Heck, I am literally putting my Uplifter business, which this podcast is a part of, into my speaking business, because at the end of the day, they all align into my purpose, right? So it's okay to collaborate certain things within your life along your journey and things like that as well. It's okay. There's nothing written down in stone that said you got to keep following this one way. No, not at all. Okay. Also, it's okay to say, I want to feel excitement again. Who doesn't want that? Say it again and say it with me. I want to feel excitement again. All right? Because you guys, passion might flicker, but purpose never dies. All right? Never. Especially your own purpose. Okay? So it simply just waits patiently for you. That's what it's waiting for, to come back to it. That's it. That's it. Come back to your purpose. You are worthy. All right? Wow, you guys. That concludes the gifts and the amazing gems from today's episode. Please continue to follow and share for more ongoing inspiring content. Of course, if you missed any of it today, it was some good stuff. Go back, rewatch it, share it, all those great things, okay? And as always, I appreciate you so very much for jumping on, for sharing. Those of you who have subscribed, those who have not, please do so and share it and like, all right, on my YouTube channel, Faith Forward Fearlessly by Jenée Hudson, all right? But thank you for tuning in again this evening for the 74th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter, all right? Keep the faith, and until next time, have blessed days and a prosperous journey on purpose. Later.